Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
How is people today? How are you, Johan?
I'm good.
That's very nice. We have been some time without streaming, but the important thing here is we are back, so I can say Hatrick direct. Here we go again.
Yes. No, I guess it's something I have to apologize for the fact that we closed down over summer. It was not the intention, but there was so much other stuff going on that it was a little hard to focus on streaming and so on. But well, it feels good to be back, and I hope that we can be more consistent now for the rest of the year and next year. So it feels good, and we have a lot of ground to cover today as well. So yeah, let's see. We are. It's not so bad. I think we have 50 or 60 viewers so far, maybe more. Can you see? Um,
Yes, if more people join us,
yeah,
just we have to wait a little while.
yeah. So can you tell me, has anything interesting happened in your Hatrick life recently, Antonio?
Oh, well, I can say very important thing. I'm the national coach of Chile, and I have won the regional cup. I mean, uh, American Cup.
Yeah.
And this is my first experience as coach, and it was very funny,
Uh-huh.
interesting, and I can't believe it. That's all I can say about that. I can't believe it. It's like a dream comes true for me.
That's really awesome. I'm really happy for you. And I'm sure the community in Chile is pretty happy as well, right?
Yes, in
Yeah.
my staff we are 15 persons
Hmm.
working every day to reach that important achievement,
Hmm.
and we are very happy that for because um, many managers have been working for many years to give me the players that I used to reach the glory. So
Hmm.
this is very important for me and the people of my country and my staff, even my family.
Hmm.
Everyone is very happy for this.
That's super cool. I can't imagine how much work it must be. But in the end, you beat who in the final?
The final was against Mexico,
Ah, okay, right.
and we won 3-1.
Yeah, one of the original eight hat trick leagues, Mexico.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, let's see. You have made a little program for today, so maybe we can have a look at what we're gonna cover more or less on the show.
Yes, I want to
Um,
show in it. I'm looking for. And are you watching it?
yep,
Yeah,
I'm here.
perfect. Full screen.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just a little pointers. So we were evaluating a little bit how the streams worked in the spring, and we have some new ideas also on that we will roll out in the next few streams. Um, but well, obviously we're back, so that's the first point. Um, I'm gonna go through a little bit of the releases we've done in the over the summer. I'm not sure. I mean, most of them we have already discussed on the forum and so on, but it could be nice to just mention a few. And then, of course, the release that we did today the announcement we did today. So we can talk a little bit more about that after that. And then there's going to be a new segment on the show where Antonio does like short lessons about Hatrick, like different aspects of Hatrick. And the idea is that we're going to be able to we have that content for newer users, so that there's always something for them. Otherwise, we tend to get quite nerdy on the show, and also that we can break those out and have them as short videos, so that it's easy to point new users to these videos, and if they want to catch up and learn quickly about Hatrick. So yeah, that's something that Antonio will talk more about later. So let's jump in on the stuff that has happened since last. You had a slide for that too, I think. So maybe we can have a look at that. Yeah, okay. So we start with the Hatrick Direct. Okay, so yeah, what is Hatrick Direct? We were broadcasting in the spring as well, so it's the official stream of Hatrick. This is where we it's a mix of streams that we do when new things are happening in Hatrick, so that we can have a chance to talk directly. For some people, video works better than text. So, for example, if we have a big release, we can talk about it here and get questions live. We also interview interesting people in the community that have done interesting things. We do some competitions and quizzes and stuff like that for fun, and we're also gonna we often have like themes on the stream, so it could be like a way to highlight different aspects of Hatrick. So we had national team streams and other themed streams in the for the anniversary league, for example, and we're going to continue with that. So it's a way to like lift different aspects of Hatrick, CHPP or youth academies or whatever. So you can look forward to that kind of stuff. And for example, we're going to have one stream coming up with this where we asked all our staff and GMs what are the most common questions they get. So we're gonna dedicate one stream to that, for example. And you're always welcome to come with ideas for these streams as well. You can, I guess, have we made the email address public, twitch@hatrick.org? I don't know if we have. That's one place where you can send in suggestions, or you can just grab me or Antonio on the site and send to our HTML. So yeah, that's what Hatrick Direct is.
Perfect.
There, Antonio.
Yes, so people feel comfortable to write me by Hatrick Mail. It's okay if you want to give us any idea about what we can do in this place of Hatrick Direct. So continuing with the next slide. And we have many news since the last streams. For example, Players Want Trophy 2. For me, this is a very interesting and funny feature because we can hide any player that have won Hatrick Master or the principal cup of your country, and this is very funny. I like it a lot. Two, we can see that Hatrick has new statistics and graphics, and that's very nice. And the charts could be sub by a 3D view. This is cool. And the point number 3, it's very good because we have now better sponsors rewards. Um, when it started, maybe wasn't the best, but the new options are very good in this moment, and are very funny and are totally random. I have 4 teams, and I have a different sports sponsor in each of them. Um, we
Yeah,
can
I
see.
still
Yes.
I still think they can be improved, but we're doing it little by little there, so you can expect us to tweak them more in the future. But for sure, we want to update them all the time.
Yes. I have one called Gustav and Sons.
All right, okay.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
yours.
yeah. I don't know why there was it was our illustrator that thought this was a very funny name to have. So I guess yeah, that's my contribution. We're getting new sponsor names and logos for the next season also, and this is a little funny because they will be geographically dependent. So there will be some sponsors that only American teams can get, and some that only African team can get. It's just to have a little more interesting visual aspects on the site, and that you can yeah, feel a little bit more connected to the geography of your team. So that's one thing that is coming in a few weeks.
Yes. Um, we
Yeah, and
have.
yeah,
Yes.
sorry, the app package there. There's a lot of small things for the app that we released. I can also mention that we're gonna have a request a little MyHT in the next week or so, where we ask people that use the app to maybe go in and rate it again in the app stores, because we found out that it's super important that this happens regularly, even if you already did it like 5 years ago when you downloaded it the first time. So we're working quite a lot now on improving the presentation and the yeah, marketing of the apps inside the stores, because it really has a big impact on signups, much more than we thought. So that's, yeah, something that is coming up. Please continue, Antonio.
Thank you, Johan. One of my favorite features in the app is everything that includes national teams.
Mm-hmm.
That's very comfortable to improve the browsing of the app, for me at least.
Yeah.
And one thing that many of us was waiting for, birds and birthday cake. Here we can see how Johan grew up, and everyone is been growing up with Hatrick. I play since I was 14, and now I have my bird, and my team has grown up too.
Yeah. No, I know that. I mean, for the anniversary, that some people were a little disappointed, and that they expected much bigger releases. But I was, I really loved having this as our birthday feature. Maybe we could have done some other releases as well, but it was this kind of thing that everyone has just asked for so many years, and it felt like the perfect time to do it. So yeah, I'm just gonna from that day, I'm just gonna remember the people that were happy with the beards, and not remember the others. But of course, I mean, the main reason why we didn't release a lot of stuff for the anniversary was that it was in the middle of the season, and we had also just had the vacations on the team, so we didn't. It was not a good time to release a lot of stuff, but we're gonna compensate that as the year goes on here. But yeah, it was. It feels great that we have the 25th anniversary behind us. Now I don't want to think so much more about history and more about the future here. But it is a pretty amazing milestone, to be honest. So a pat on the back to all of us, I think. On that, yeah, you also mentioned the countdown ladder here. So what happened there was that we handed out prizes to the winners at the time of the anniversary, but then we kind of continued the competition, so that because there was improvements to be done on the mechanics of the ladder, since it was an enormously big ladder compared to the other ladders we have, and quite fast. We had to change some things on how the matching worked. So now it's going to be a little more fair for the people that want to try to win it, and it will continue until the end of the year. So everyone still has a chance to win there if they get into it, I think. So the countdown ladder still goes on. Yeah, that's yeah. And then you didn't mention the new logo designer, which I think is a pretty nice one. That's also a recent release. And then of course the new community menu. The menu changes, they're part of a bigger restructuring that we're like trying to phase in. So there will be more of this kind of deceptively small changes, but that we think are quite important, because the site has become really hard to grasp. There's like a lot of structurally strange things on the site that is okay if you have been there for 20 years and you're used to how everything works, but like for a new user to understand that you need to click through 5 pages to find a certain piece of information is not so good. So like we were really trying to think about the site structure in ways and like to make changes that are not too irritating to the existing users, but still make sense for new ones. So like to make each page matter more, so that you have, if you click something called community, then you have all the stuff that is relevant to the community there, instead of spread out in lots of places. And the same goes for a lot of other stuff on the site, like stats. Maybe it's something that we could improve a lot on how it's organized. So yeah, there will be more releases like this where we bring things together and rearrange it a little bit maybe, and improve the things that are there, the usability of things. So that's pretty much covers what we've done since last time. Do we have any questions so far? We've been just talking. We haven't acknowledged the fact that we have 139 users still on here. I guess most of the questions are about the goalkeepers, right? Let's see.
I would like to say something before to read questions from the public. I want to say congratulations to the winners of the content ladder. I can mention the first place was Malotnik from Bulgaria. The second place was Celestial Tier from Bulgaria too. And the third place was Hatter. So congratulations for you guys. And Uh, now I'm going to back to Hatrick Direct, and we can see the questions.
Now you're showing your StreamYard.
Yep.
Okay.
So many comments.
Why did you lose the chance for technical keepers to have the same special events that technical defenders have? I think technical players need a little boost, and this was a great moment. Yeah, well, we do say that this is a start, so there could very well be that we add more tweaks to it. We just felt that the balance was right in terms of what we added to other specialities, and that the technical keeper was didn't need anything more at this point. But it is definitely possible in the future. So we'll see. You're right that this was a good moment to do it if we wanted to do it. Okay, there's you should improve the sponsor for goals scored. I'm using it in the league with all bots. It's not possible to score 5 goals every match. No, you're probably right, but then maybe you should not choose that one if you think it's not paying off. But well, there's always a calculation to be had there. Yeah, Antonio, you're the best streamer ever. So that's good. You're starting to get some groupies here, or very dedicated fans at least. That's good.
Greetings to my girlfriend.
Yeah. Good. Apart from the goalkeeper change and increase of salary for players with specialities, are there other changes you will announce soon? Yes, there is. The salary we haven't even announced officially, so it's just delayed for translation reasons. But that will come in a few days. We have a few more things that will be announced during the season break, so you'll have to wait to see what that is. But it's also a few things that are interesting from a game perspective. I want a Hatrick hoodie for my birthday. Yeah, who doesn't? Blink, yeah, clothing shop. Yeah, we're looking into that. I would like to maybe do something before the end of the year. So we could sell some anniversary shirts at least. Let's see if we make it. I really hope so. It would be nice to do. If not, it will happen next year.
Johan, I'm so sorry, but I have a new for you, and we have a special guest.
Ah, cool.
And here we present HT Tassos. Welcome to Hatrick Direct.
Hi everyone, how are you? Sorry for being late.
Well, you have the best excuse ever, I think.
I have to put my daughter to sleep, so yeah, I think that's the best excuse.
Yeah.
It's a good reason.
That's good. It's nice to see you. We only talk on without the video chat recently, so sometimes since I saw you, Tassos. Yeah, should we talk more about the specialities? Maybe. Let's see here.
What about this question? Increase salaries for specialties? Did I miss something?
Yeah, I think you did. Well, actually, you didn't, because we only mentioned it on the forum. But there will be a MyHD announcing it in the next few days. Do you wanna explain how it will work, Tassos?
Yeah, actually, that was a spoiler that we gave in the forum. Actually, Johan did earlier today. So the idea is that starting the upcoming season, we will increase the salary of players with specialties. The ultimate goal is to have like a 10% increase, but we'll do it in steps. So 2% every season. So in the long term, in the next 5 seasons, we will reach that target of 10% increase.
Yeah.
Yeah. The idea is that we want to have this kind of differentiation between non-specialty and specialties. There are a lot of good comments and feedback in the forum. I still have like 30 comments to read, so I'm not sure if there's any new around that area. But yeah, I just want to say that one of the comments that I saw, this is not a change to handle the traders, for example. This is more like giving this idea of non-specialty players also need some love.
Yeah, it's more about the relationship between non-special players and specialty players than anything else. So that there will be some comparative advantage on having a non-specialty player. But then, of course, the the big picture and the economy and so on is something that has to be assessed all the time. And but this has nothing to do with the stopping trading or anything like that. That's which someone were asking on the forum. Cool. So what else do we have here? Okay, so here's a question from Swansea. This is a very good question for Tassos, I think, even though the question is directed at me. Does Hatrick's machine use a pseudo-random number generator or a true random number generator? What about UA pulls and scout calls? What is the source of random? I don't know if we even want to disclose this information, but I guess we can. What do you say?
Well, I don't think we can share a lot around that. What I can share is that we use a random generator background. We had a problem that in the past where we could generate exactly the same match twice. There was a bug around the seed of the random generator. This is a proof that we have a random generator behind. I don't think that it's a nice idea to share more on around that, but yeah, the twins. Actually, the twins was another bug that became a feature. I don't remember being related to the random, but yeah, that was mostly with the recent fixes we have done. By recent, I mean when we fix that bug with a random generator, we have totally random. Of course, with this right repeated seed, we can also repeat the number, the exact output, but we can never have the exact same output in 2 different matches anymore.
Yeah, and it was a very long time since that bug was fixed. It's like 10 or 15 years ago, or I mean, it was a very long time ago. So it's a distant past. The boost for quick goalkeepers to defend penalties, is it in any penalties or only penalty shootouts? Yeah, so what happens here is that right now the code for regular time shootouts and penalty shootouts, regular time penalties and penalty shootouts is not the same, so they don't work exactly the same way. This bonus will be given on both kinds of penalties, and in the future, and that's not a very distant future, but quite close time future, the code will be the same. So we will merge how penalties work in these two. They will work exactly the same way in regular time and penalty shootouts. But right now they're not. But the bonus will work the same. It will be applied to both of these cases.
Another spoiler for the Twitch users.
Yeah, but there has to be some kind of you have to have some kind of advantage to sitting here listening to us. Yeah, but I mean, this is not very far out in time, so it's gonna. We might as well mention it, I think. Okay, here's one from Papa Mish. Then, can you take it up? The question. Someone mentioned an interesting idea to let the tech keepers be as set pieces taken during the match, like René Higuita. As in the past, goalkeepers could do it, but the downside should be a pretty big one, and as it's an in-game advantage, I guess. Maybe a long shot for the other term team after each set piece is missed, as the keeper is far from the goal. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of different suggestions what we could give to technical keepers as a bonus. I mean, this one sounds kind of fun, even though I mean, maybe it is a relevant one for technical to have. But I think we're just in the phase right now that we want to evaluate if it's balanced the way it is that we have announced. So if we add something new to technical, maybe this could be something, or there's some other ideas, like also giving them a penalty boost, for example, or to give them some positive event in the game. So I don't know what you think, Tassos, in this context.
Yeah, this is actually remind me a little bit the header goalkeeper that we were discussing about letting him contribute in the attacking corners as well. This opened a lot of new features we can build because you can imagine if the goalkeeper run to the opposite side in an attacking corner, then his goal will be empty. So this creates the opportunity for us to have more ideas. And I think similar to that is the tech keepers that can take a set pieces. But yeah, it won't make it in this release, but those are ideas that we have considered, not this specific one, but for the tech keepers, but similar to this one. Like and as you said, Johan, more might come later on. We don't have plans, I guess, but it's something that we can consider later on as an improvement.
Absolutely. What happened to your curly hair, Tassos?
I have curly hairs back in 2000, maybe. Since 2006, when I got into the university, then I have this shiny version of the hairs. But yeah, I will never change my avatar. I love it. I had to find that specific avatar before we make this tool that you can change each part of it. It was years ago. And I had to go, I remember myself going like days clicking, trying to find one with that little mustache. And I want to have exactly the same avatar. And yeah, it took me maybe like a week or more, spending hours every day trying to find that one. So I will never change it.
And then we implement aging on the avatar, so suddenly you have gray hair and wrinkles on it.
I won't change it. I will turn to like 50 years old, but I still have this blonde hair.
Great. Will there be? I've just returned to Hatrick after many years. Appreciate that it's still going strong. It's still going, and our work. And yeah, it was my favorite game when I was in school. Very happy to hear it, Huck. Very happy to hear it. So I hope you stay on this time. Okay. Very interesting idea to raise the salary for specialities. Players without specialities became too worthless without carrying training speeds. Yeah, happy to hear it. Why not just buff, make stronger the HG players or players without specialty and players from the same nation as a team? Homegrown players, I guess he means there. I mean, they are stronger. Yeah. They have loyalty, for example. So
I would be reluctant to give more power to homegrown right now.
Yeah,
they are already. Of course, they have the downsides that it's really difficult to create such a team. But giving more power right now, well.
No, exactly. It's maybe not necessary. And we are now giving an advantage to players without specialty, even though it's not. But I mean, I don't think it would be correct to give them better stats, because that kind of kills the idea with the specialties, that it's something beyond the skills, not something that should penalize the skills. Players from the same nation as the team. Yeah, I mean, that idea is interesting. I was always very interested in kind of like team dynamics and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe that's something to build on. There was one idea, actually. I'm sure maybe you saw it, Tassos. I'm not sure if you did, but what about the possibility to train players in specialities? If you have a player you like very much, but he doesn't have the speciality to be perfect. So that was a discussion where the point was that being born with a speciality really distorts the transfer market, because you have a 70-year-old that becomes really valuable. And what if like the specialties was something that you discovered over time instead? So I mean, that is a pretty good idea from a game design point of view, I think, but I think it would be hard to implement today. Or I mean, maybe you could phase it in over time, but we did discuss having these kind of temporary specialities or traits that you could gain and lose. I like the idea a lot, but yeah, nothing like that in the works at the moment.
I also agree that it's a really nice idea to have the possibility to train a player in specialty with, of course, some kind of downside. But I also see that if we do that, it might be a nice idea to have it in new specialty, new type of specialties, not the current specialties, because this will disrupt a lot the game and will be like a game-changing tweak. We have discussed, we have brainstormed ideas like reveal the specialty later in the age of the player. Like if you haven't revealed the player in the youth academy, like the specialty, don't do it in promotion. Just let him be non-special until sometime 80 to 90, 20 years old. Just reveal it then. We have done this brainstorming, and I do like the idea to have this mini game that you try to get a new specialty to a player. But
yeah, no, it is true. I mean, it already works like that in youth, that they're not visible from the start. So you could build on that and just like extend that into the senior teams, that you have to make some special effort to unlock it. It would kind of fit in the storytelling of the game, so to say. Okay. Do we have anything else important here? Any ideas for new match tactics being discussed? We did discuss it a little bit in relation to the changes that we are releasing now, but I mean, like a little bit on the margin. But there's no new tactics coming in the near time. But we are talking about it. I mean, we're always looking for stuff that can be a fairly simple choice, but that can create like interesting strategic depth in the game, so that like that's yeah, for example, that you can we can add one or two new tactics or whatever, and let's create a dynamic where you might need to build your team differently to protect against them and so on. But yeah, there's nothing coming anytime soon. What else? 2 or 3 specialties like Ronaldo. I don't want that. I think it would be really scary to have 3 specialties on a player. Yeah, new specialties. I guess we can. Are there any plans on adding new specialties? I guess we can just mention that was one at one stage we were actually thinking of having specific specialties for the goalkeepers, and not what we did in the end to sync them with the existing specialties. And the reason for that is, I think, more than anything, that I mean, there's no such thing as a unique goalkeeper. A player can play anywhere in Hatrick. So there are goalkeepers there today that were born as outfield players, and vice versa. So what happens if you have a player with a goalkeeper specialty and he plays somewhere else, and it doesn't feel like it was the right way to go for us. But it did create some interesting discussions, and some of which we might be able to implement anyway. Oh, there's a lot. When will the expected Hatrick match viewing program be? Before had Hatrick today. I don't think that's expected. I don't think we have said that we're going to do a 3D viewer. No, that's not coming. But you're welcome to build one if you want. We have the CHPP program, so it's just you just get going with Unity or something, and you can build a viewer for us. When are the keeper specialties being released? Well, it's actually already released. So you could get a youth player today that has one, but it might take some time before he's useful.
Maybe until the end of the streaming, we can give some
Could you
spoiler again and give some numbers.
could you
How many they have?
have you checked?
No, I can check now.
Oh, okay, cool. We could have a quiz. How many do you think have been created? Will you ever put the possibility to non-supporters of having a customization of the jersey, like the one we have for the badge? I think so. Yes, I really think so. I think the same logic that goes with the badge. That's it's a very small thing for us to give away, but it makes the whole site look nicer. And so I think that's totally doable and interesting for us to do. So maybe next year sometime we will do that. When was the last time you talked to HT Björn? What is he doing? Yeah, I think it was probably when we bought it back from Satika, like 8 years ago, 9 years ago. Yeah. I was always keeping him up to date of what was happening with Hatrick, but he never called back. So eventually I stopped doing that. But I still have like this. I want when something very important happens, like like when we sold it and then when we bought it back, I feel he should know. But I think he's in a different place in his life now. So he's always very welcome to get in touch. But I haven't been in touch with him for a long time, unfortunately. Have you ever thought about making training faster? I don't know. I mean, why would we do that? Because it's more fun to have pops more often, or I think like in general, I think maybe it's we have too much skills in the game, so we should have less skills. But I don't know. What do you say, Tassos? Should training be faster or not?
I think, as you said, it really matters to understand why users ask for faster training. Is it like, as you said, more pops that they want to see like more often to have skill ups, or they just want to create more multi-skill players? Because depending on what they want, there's different solutions. I don't think that faster training is, I don't have any data to back it up right now in front of me, but it's not something that I would prefer. But if they just want to succeed more, so pop-ups, we can just have more sub-levels revealed in the format of skill ups.
Exactly. Maybe if it's just a visual thing, that could be, of course, be done. But I don't think it's for the game world, for the game balance, it's not a good thing necessarily. But I mean, like if there was other things to train, like specialities or other things, team skills of different sorts, that could be an interesting thing to have other things that could be popping and but not the main skills necessarily. Yeah, Tellus wants 2 specialities for a player. I just answered that one. I don't think it may at least not 3 for a player. I don't know. I haven't even thought about having 2, but I imagine that it would be kind of messy in the calculation of potential outcomes in games. So I don't see that. I don't see the need for it. White collar for hair and beards. From Oppa. Hello, Oppa. Nice to see you. Yeah, we have a list of stuff that the illustrator is working on, and it's in there. But I think he's he's currently living through the trauma of being British and living in Britain, and he seems to have a lot of other stuff in his mind. No, but jokes aside, he has other stuff that is currently more prioritized than that. But I want it in in the next 6 months or so. It's something that I would like to do. We'll see how fast it comes. Yeah, we already talked about this about training specialties, so I think we can skip that question from Capri Tolio. Mambo Jambos wants a jersey exchange from the best players of both teams. That could be pretty cool. I mean, the flag collection is supposed to simulate that a little bit, that you collect the flag from the opponent, but of course you could do it with the jerseys instead also. Have you planned to raise the possible cash funds? Because I was laughing because I thought he meant the inflation in real life, but no, there's inflation in Hatrick too. No, we haven't talked about that, but maybe we should. What do you think about that, Tasso? Since you're much more, you have better insights into the data.
I always been against increasing the limit because eventually we'll reach another position, like another time in a year, that there will be a new limit that need to be increased. And giving more money available means more inflation in the coming future. So if we have to do something around that, I would prefer more dynamic and close to strategic decisions on the users to free some money from the fund instead of just increasing the limit. Maybe having some connections with the missions, or having something like goals that if you achieve, you get money from the funds.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like the idea of having them just increase the limit. Of course, it's something we can do. It's an easy fix, and it will improve the situation for a year or two.
Okay. What about a new Hatrick Masters structure? Mathematically, we are close to a point where 8 rounds won't be enough. Yeah, I think I have mentioned that on the forum. I mean, to revamp Masters was always on the card, so to say, but we just felt after the national team's project that we were fed up with really big like projects to rebuild existing competitions in the game, so we needed to do some other things. But I think Masters will be revamped in the next few seasons, maybe next year or so. And then we would of course fix stuff like that to make sure that the number of rounds is sufficient, but also other things that would make the competition more fun, including HTI in Masters as well. I think is another obvious one. There is some ideas of having like secondary Masters, which could be fun as well, so that more teams were involved. So there's a lot that can be done there. Yeah, I guess what have you ever thought about creating another Masters-like league for minor cup winners? Maybe not exactly that, but I mean, it could be. There could be some kind of lesser master. I think, whether it's for the winners of the minor cups or it's for, for the Division 1 or Division 2 in the league, or I don't know, but I think there is room for more international club competitions for sure. Zlatan does not have all the specialities. Zlatan is not someone that we idolize in Hatrick Direct. Sorry. What are you feeling so far from Hatrick Anniversary League as a closed league? Yeah, well, I guess, I mean, I don't have any feelings about it being a closed league. I think that's the way it should be. I think it was necessary to do it like that. So no.
That's the answer to other question or other comment.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. In response to this, what are your? Okay, so it was to another question. Yeah, I don't know. Let's leave it at that. Okay, so this is another follow-up question here. Right? Okay, there's a question for Tassos. You can take that, Tassos, maybe, from Death Messenger.
Let me see that.
Do you mean this one, Johan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that, but yeah, I kind of agree. Play creatively has a lot of improvements that can be done. Has a lot of potential, but right now it might pay it back in extreme cases when you are close to the opponent and you have quite similar of specialty teams. It's not a coin toss, but you never know if you are gonna get the advantage or the disadvantage by using it. If you are by far better in specialties, then of course most of the times, if not like the majority of them, you will get the added value of it. But it might be nice to make it like that you can actually influence it. I would like that idea, like make it sure that when you use the tactic, you know that you will get something back of it. And not only for play creatively, just like play creatively is the one that we see it most out of it. We have seen like attack in the middle, and then all the chances go to the wings. We have seen that, but play creatively is the one that you see it most, and it would be nice if we can just have a way to influence that more. So yeah, I agree with that. We don't have plans to do that right now, but it is something that we can work when we are working with tactics.
Sounds good. So now someone wants the quiz. I have to make you disappointed. I don't think there's going to be a quiz today, unless you prepare something, Antonio. The quiz will be, of course, how many players have been created, youth goalkeepers with specialties.
Yeah, I think it was about that.
Okay. All right. Oh, you've been really starving to ask us questions, because there is no end to the questions today. How about reworking the confusion? If you get confused during the game, switching to a formation with better experience would decrease the negative effect. Furthermore, conditional changes should have more options. So would that be something that was automatic, that it reverted to? No, it couldn't be like that. So it couldn't be that you revert to another formation just because you have confusion. So it must have been something that you decided in beforehand. If I get confusion, I will play this other. That's a pretty nice idea, I think. A little hard. I'm not sure how you would solve it, like in the interface there, because then basically you have to submit two different lineups. Or you just like allow the AI to, or you know, the engine to select something for you. I don't know. Have to think about that one. Yeah, here's a question: if we could split the training like in the youth academy, so you train 75 main and 25 secondary. Yeah, I mean, we have touched on that several times, that we would like things to work in the similar way in these two systems. So I wouldn't rule it out, but there is, yeah, there is. I guess we have to calculate that, how the long-term effects will be of that. But I like the idea of things working the same in both systems, or at least more related in how you set up training. Is there anything planned for live match commentary to make it more entertaining to watch and rate? We have something coming pretty soon. That has to do with the live match when you follow a certain aspect of a live match, like when you have to decide a match that is on after extra time and it's still not decided, then something happens. That might be reworked pretty soon. Yeah, no, there's other small things coming on the live commentary. So yeah, small things coming there. Is it possible to imagine specialities with levels, like 2 or 3 levels? You can gain with playing good matches and depending on your age. Yeah, I guess this question, if you can pick it up, it's from Tellus. If you
From?
It's a question from Tellus. Is it possible to imagine specialities with levels, like 2 or 3 levels? You can gain with playing good matches and depending on your age, and then you lose levels. That's an interesting structure for specialities. It's quite a big change also, but it's like a softer. It's something in between with what we have now and what we talked about, that you can train specialties and maybe or get them and lose them. So this would be like something in between where specialties can be trained and lost if you don't keep training them. Yeah, it's the first time I see the idea, but I guess it could be interesting. What if the U teams would play in the same type of division system as the normal teams? My thinking there is that like now we designed them to be outside of a competitive system because we wanted this to be like the place where you play. The matches are more for fun and you play with your friends, and like the focus is on developing the players. So if you have a lot of competitive concerns, then you might not optimize the training, and it just becomes another job like your main team to win. So that's something that I think still stands. I mean, of course, don't think the buddy and the friend aspect works that well, because I don't think most people choose youth leagues on the basis of that, but some do. But it's not the most important aspect. But I still think it matters. Like we don't want there to be like too much competition, because that might wear you out. So I'm quite happy with that. The youth is not something where you have to win. Like the important thing is to play the right players in the right places and so on for the training. All that said, I still think it would be nice to have something like relevant happening with youth players. So like the idea that we have been toying around with, I think we have mentioned it on the stream before, but like to have some kind of not national teams for youth, but like maybe like a regional teams or some kind of team that is where your players can they can qualify for this team, and then the competition is automatic. There is your player gets selected to a regional team, and then maybe you as a manager can vote on the formation or the lineup or something like that. But it's maybe more like a series battle that this team that your player is in gets to play these exciting matches, and maybe your region can become the best region in the world in some kind of tournament, and then you can get some perks, some bonuses for your players. That's just like one thing that we're thinking of, because like if you would have actual national teams or regional teams with elections and coaches that were in charge, and then you would have corruption and people that picked players from their friends, and there would be like all these problems that you have when you open it up too much. So it's better that we stick to what we have there with the national teams. I think it's great that we have them, but maybe we don't need more of that kind of thing with elections. But like to create something similar for youth, where they get like your best players can be discovered and play in this new format, but it's not a lot of work. Like you don't have to do the lineups, no one else has to do the lineups, but they're still there and competing, and you can win things. Something like that I think could be kind of cool, rather than just creating a huge new series and division, a new league structure for it, where you do basically the same thing as you do with your adult team. So yeah, that's my very unfiltered thoughts on it, and I hope no one is ever gonna hold me accountable for it. Anyway, so that's my question. That was the answer to that. Is there any fail-safe for national teams if the HT portal was to go down? It's a critical knowledge collection for most NT staffs, given that the servers are in Russia. That's a very good question. I have no idea. I have no idea about that. Maybe, yeah. Well, it's not our data, so we can't back it up. But the good point. I'm gonna think about it if there's something we can do. The academy has been broken almost every week for the past 1.5 months. Is there any work being done to actually and permanently assure the quality of the youth academy systems? I think that's actually fixed. That's what I heard this week, that they found the problem and that it's fixed. So yeah, I know this is what they call famous last words, because it usually hits you in the back when you say stuff like that, but that's what I think. I would really like to see long throw-in head special events for wingbacks. See a lot of it in real life. Plus, wingbacks need more love. Okay, Tas, what do you think? Is this a good idea? Should we do it?
Sir, can I see the comment?
I would
I'm a
really,
little bit.
yeah, you're behind. It's Lex287.
Let me find it. Oh,
What
I'm a
time
little
at?
bit ahead.
Okay, what time? I can't see the time here actually. Never mind. It was
Next
just
to the name, next to the nickname, you can find the time.
Okay, next thing. You sure I can? Maybe if I increase the screen size here. No, I can't see it. I think it's because I'm not logged in to Twitch, maybe.
What's the nickname?
L Lec X287.
Yeah, I found it like 9 minutes ago. 9:05. Yeah, it's a nice idea, but whenever we start discussing about something new special events, means that we need to think the big picture and balance it with the rest. So I don't think that we will add one single new special event. But
So,
yeah, it's looks like a nice one.
yeah, my kids are losing their patience now, so maybe we need to wrap this up. they're not used to being barred from the office at this hour. Cool. So did you find any data, Tassos?
Yeah, so can we have a quiz, or I'm just gonna give some options?
I guess
What do you
maybe
prefer?
what we could do is that they can punch in a number, and then we take the one that is the one that is closest to the correct answer wins. No?
Yeah. Just keeping in mind, no options, so just give random numbers. What do you think? How many players have been born and scouted by a youth team?
Did someone get the right number already?
I'm just doing the sum, just to have it exactly. Okay, not yet.
I think Capritoli, you deserve some kind of consolation prize for that guess.
You are really you need to guess a little bit.
But tell us,
less
you
than
can't
that.
tell us. You are cheating. You can't drop several suggestions. I'm sorry. Yawning Beard is also cheating here a little bit. Naughty, naughty.
No one found it. Sorry. Should I give a hint?
Yeah, well, I guess you could, but we could also just name a winner based on who was closest. Maybe we can close the quiz now, so we can. I'm just gonna save the answers, and then you can give a hint. Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that now. Otherwise, this could be too confusing, I think. Stop the count, exactly. Okay. All right, now you can give them a hint. Now we're outside the competition here.
Okay, so less than 1,000. So all those really high numbers are way out. But again, not about decent keepers. Just it can be like a crappy keeper. So I can give the exact number is 420.
Okay.
But
so let's see.
It's players keepers that might have like a really disaster keeping skill.
Okay, so we have one here at 500. Parishapi Shunomesa. Is there anything closer?
Yeah, I think it's that Greek guy, but I don't like his name.
Okay, is it not the name?
It's a naughty name, yeah. So I didn't want to close the poll until someone else found a better one.
Okay. I'm sorry, Tassos. I have to make you disappointed unless you can very quickly find new data. We're gonna have to make this guy the winner.
If I rerun it, maybe it's higher now.
Okay, it's okay. We're not gonna announce it on the site, and we're among friends here, so I think, and no one else understands why this is not a nice name. So I guess it's okay. Okay, great. So we have a winner. Yeah, cool.
It was really nice joining you guys. I would like to do it more. So I enjoy being here, and it's really nice. I don't remember if it is like that, having so many questions in the chat. It's really active.
Yeah, no, I think this is the most active we had the chat. Actually, it's really cool. I was expecting less after all this long time away, but now we're gonna be a little more active. Next week we're gonna have 2 streams, right?
Yes.
Antonio.
2 streams next week.
We're gonna have a stream on Wednesday, and then we're gonna have a stream on Sunday or Monday or something like that after that.
Friday.
On Friday. Did we say that? I think we said Wednesday and Sunday. We can come back to that. Anyway, but next Wednesday it's pretty firm, at least. That's gonna happen. So just stay tuned, and you will see the dates posted on the site. I'm also very happy to have you here on Tassos for the first time. I'm very happy to have you here.
Thank you, me too.
You're a great.
Yes,
great guy.
nice to meet you, Tassos. Many years waiting for this moment.
No, sorry, I'm laughing because the guy that had the best like being closer to the number just sent me an HTML inside the game saying, "Why you didn't like my name?"
Yeah, we don't need to go further into that, I guess.
Yes.
And it's funny because I know him in the game, so we have to chat a little bit.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, it was really nice meeting you, Antonio, for the first stream here for me. And yeah, I'm waiting for more invitation in the future.
Cool. Okay.
Nice.
Yep. I need to get going. I have some family obligations tonight before the kids go to bed. But stay tuned, guys, and see you next week.
Yeah, see you in the forum.
Thank you.
See you in everywhere in Hatrick.
Yes. All right. Take care.
Bye.
Ciao.